let's go to Heroineburgh, okay? Our old pals.
Yeah, of course.
From
See what
Pittsburgh.
they're up to. Issue 2, that's great. I love it.
They've definitely come along. I got some notes here. I want to pull out my notes in my special invisible notebook. Okay. Here it is. Let's see. Oh my gosh, Heroineburgh, man. So this is a group of people out of Pittsburgh, PA, my hometown, by the way. Pittsburgh represent. They've got a group of cosplayers, but then they've also thrown in with these creative types, comic creative types. Manny Theiner, Benjamin Zeus Barnett, Wayne Brown, Jason Wright, Marcel Walker, Howard Bender, and Ann Strongman. All did the art chores. So there's 3 separate stories in here. Full color, glossy pages. We get the story of Opanthyra, who gains her powers by eating mutated methamphetamines of some kind. So she's like a bad guy in this universe. And we get a little cliffhanger story. She's wreaking havoc, and is the new tough kid on the block. Our second story is this one I really love. This is probably my favorite story of the book, because what I liked about it is, like the first story, it's a cliffhanger, but it tells a satisfying kind of beginning to end story within this, but still has a sort of, it's like a throwback to the comics we used to read, right, Larry, where they tell a story, but there's still something to look forward to. Again, I like the colors a lot, but what I really love, this third piece. Now, this is really not comic book. This is a series of comic strips. Each one of these is a single strip. It's almost like the Spider-Man comic strip by Stan Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of recap in the first panel of what happened in the last panel sometimes. But I don't know if you can see this. The art on this, I really am a fan of this art. The colors, and the style, the lettering, it all works. I think it would probably work. I mean, it's not meant for the comic book page necessarily like this, but it still works really well, and it's fun to look at.
How neat that they sort of. This is a separate project, right? They didn't repurpose any art. They just drew it. Another story.
Yeah, I have the feeling that this one's here might have been like a web comic or something somewhere.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And brought in for but it's all their original characters.
I love that they even did that. The one note I would have for them on that is that when you opened it up for the first page, where there was still comic story on the left, but the strips on the right.
Oh yeah.
At the back, there's not. You need sort of like a little visual break there, because as you were talking, I counted up. Yeah, that one on the right hand side. I counted up, and I was like, it's just super jarring because it has 13 panels. So I was just pointed at my computer going, yeah, okay, this bit right here. Yeah, that is all. It's very jarring when you look at the left-hand page.
Yeah.
See where it says "ha ha ha"? Does it say that's the end of the story in that little?
It does.
Box?
It says the end until next issue. Yeah.
All right. Well, so
continued here.
Yeah. So at least they gave you some kind of, idea that there's something else. But just looking at it, the flip test, it made me go, "What the hell?" Like if you had put
it's a little bit jarring. Yeah.
You put another page in there with like a one figure illustration, and then some text on the other side that said, "Here's." Gives context to that stuff.
That's That's what I'm thinking. Like instead of this last page here, if in the beginning
you just put
there
that in the
a
middle.
little header, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Here, right?
Exactly. Yeah. But then
I
mean, that's kind of a like little nitpicky note. Like these guys, I mean, that it's going to get perfect, right? Not like this is.
That's what I'm saying. If that's the worst you can say,
right? These guys know what they're doing.
Good.
These guys know what they're doing.
This is good stuff. These guys and gals, right? They're doing quality stuff.
Yeah.
I live in a fan-made, like, convention, cosplay themed, like, comic.
Yeah. No, that's all. I love those guys. You know that. Every time you bring something up, I'm like, oh, these guys are awesome.
Well, this is so far beyond. I don't know, in our era even of the going to cons and stuff, like people did this kind of stuff and they did, but this is a level of quality that is like on par with pretty much anything on the stands. Maybe not up to this moment, but at least for 5-10 years ago, at least it's as good or better than anything that was on the shelf.
I just like it's another aspect of their multi-pronged multimedia thing, right? With the folks actually dressing up, and they have, of course people do backstories for their characters, but now they have, actual adventures. That's just awesome. I love it.
Oh, I wanted to point out one. I forgot. I have it in my notes. I loved it so much. And I'm not even a metal fan. But how can you not like, I must save the metal scene. I am Hellfira.
Yeah.
She's going to save the metal scene once and for all. I love it.
That's an awesome name for a character. I like the Panthira too, whatever that one was.
We got a lot of cool characters here.
If you get your powers from mutated methamphetamines, you have to have a good name.
She's Panthira. We've got Chlorina, Scintilla, Vaporia. Kind of sounds like a STD, that one. That's okay. Vendetta, Genia, Poderosa, Divana, Savannah, and I think I said Darbuka already. Heroineburgh. Awesome.
It's rocking.
Okay.